watching the Jennylyn Show, and I'm Jennylyn Gleave, your host. And tonight, I'm bringing you my second segment on internet dating. Since it's such a popular medium for meeting people, I've decided to bring you an update. I have a return guest, Mr. John Vink, and amongst him, two beautiful women that are going to share their dating experiences with us. I would love to welcome you guys to my show. Naseem Faria, John Vink, and Stephanie Welch.
Hi, thanks.
Thank you for taking the time to come here. And I can't wait to share your stories with my viewers. John.
Hello.
Since you're new at this, why don't we start with you? What has changed since your last visit on this show to discuss the same topic?
Since the last time on the show, I have done some internet dating, and then I have found a lady who I'm settling down with.
Settling down?
Well, not like getting a house together or anything like that. No, but I'm going steady. I'm going steady.
And good. We want to hear some more about this lady soon.
Soon, you'll hear lots from her.
Okay.
Soon.
And Stephanie, you, what has it been like for you on the internet dating?
It's been crazy. Roller coasters, all sorts of people. I mean, I've gone on well over 100 internet dates.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've been doing it for like 7 years. And like almost every, I mean, it was my hobby. So it was like almost every night. So.
I can't, we need a show with just you by yourself. Hold up. Naseem.
I'm feeling embarrassed because I've not really dated as much as she has.
That's okay. Just tell us about your experience.
I've not been very lucky. I don't know. I don't connect with the people. I don't know. They find them a little bit weird. They lie about the age or their heights or something or the other. They're always lying about, and it doesn't work for me. So I don't really have a very good
So Stephanie,
experience.
tell me, out of that 7 years, which date was the one that stands out the most, and why? And do you want to tell us about it?
Well, I've had a lot of experiences. I've had a date that stole my car.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had a date that wouldn't let me go, so I had to call a friend in to remove him. And then I had a date die on the first date, so that was not a good experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the person who stole your car. I'm sorry, I'm going to come back to you too in a minute.
Okay. I seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know that he was homeless because he was house sitting, and he had shown me his house, and I was in the process of moving. He had a truck, so I'm like, this is great. And I took a trip to my house in Tahoe, left him with my keys so that he could drive my car around so it wouldn't run out of battery, and he decided to drive my car around and keep it for a while. Yeah.
And left you stranded in Tahoe?
No, I came back. I was with a friend, and then I found out my car wasn't there, and so, police. So that was, and then it turns out he's homeless. So, but it's fine. We're still friends on Facebook.
You were a very forgiving person.
I know.
Yeah, I was mad at the time though.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
So John, tell us about your most memorable dating experience and why.
I had met this one lady on Tinder. Well, we had made a match on Tinder. And I'd been messaging her for a long time saying, we should get together for coffee or something. And she would never respond to me, except every 2 months she'd give me a one-word answer. So I kept it up, every few months I'd say hello to her. And then finally she said that she would have a burger with me. So drove up to the city to have a burger with her. Met her at the place. She was late, and then I got a call from her saying, "Oh, you don't believe it, I was mugged."
Oh my God. Did you believe it?
And, well, I'm not going to say I believed her, but I went through the motions of like, oh, that's terrible. I hope you're all right. And we made a plan to like meet the next week instead. And then, so we met next, and she actually showed up the next week. But she goes, she's too traumatized. She couldn't speak at all about the mugging that happened the last week. Maybe one day she could, but she couldn't speak that time. So we had a burger, and I haven't seen her since.
Okay. Nasim, same question. What was your most memorable experience and why?
I didn't. After the first date, most of them, I never went back for the second date.
You did not make any memories?
No memories at all. Unfortunately, I didn't
So
find.
you had a lot of one-time dates, and that was it?
Yeah. Some of them get offended if you let them know right away that it's not going to work. Some of them, so I've learned my lesson. I just keep quiet till it gets done, and then I disappear, I guess. So I've been really doing just Tinder and Match.com, and it's not working for me, I guess. So just
Wow.
yeah.
Very enlightening stories. So Stephanie, I want to hear about the guy who died on your date.
Oh, he called in sick earlier on, and I just kind of blew it off because it was going to be a first date, and I was like, you know, you're calling in sick, our first date, so whatever. Next. And then he calls a couple days later from Stanford Medical with a stomach ache and says it's really bad. He was in ICU, and to go visit, if I could visit him. And how do you say no to that? So I had never met this person. And I went, and you know, he was really nice. Yeah, he had it set up that we both had dinner, and to get me into ICU, you have to be family, or he put me down as fiance. Now, I had never met this person before. So, you know, we talked, and it turned out that it was stage 4 cancer.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And he had to go in for surgery the next morning. And his family was coming in and flying in to see him. And when he went in for surgery, he passed away. And during that time, his family came in. And they had only known me as fiance because that's how I was listed.
Oh my gosh.
So and the doctors had informed me that he had passed. So I had to give that information to the family that I had never met. So that was a bad first date.
What an experience, though. Have you thought of how much impact you may have made on this person's life? I mean, you had dinner with him, he'd never met you. If you were one of those girls who said, you're in the ICU, screw this, I'm not coming, I think that was remarkable and really big of you that you went.
Yep.
And he's probably left the planet very thrilled that he had a last meal with a stunning woman.
Yeah.
So you see, you really made a big difference in someone's life before they left this planet.
Well, you guys would do the same thing, right? I mean, if this is someone that you've interacted with, you've gotten along with, they want you to visit in ICU, you do it.
Did you have a lot of interaction with him prior to
Yeah, just online and
Yes.
on the phone, and we got along fine, and he was a human being, so.
That's really big of you.
Yeah, and we didn't know that what was going on, yeah. So, but I'm sure you would have done the same thing.
I'm a daredevil, but I have limits. When it comes to dating, I have a whole different feeling about that. Not as daring.
Yeah.
So, John, would you have gone and seen a girl who told you that she was in the ICU like Stephanie? Would you have gone on the date?
Sure. Why not? Because that's the making of a good story. Not that I would plan to have a story quite like yours, but you know, sounds like a very exciting trip to meet someone in the ICU. Like, it's quite a story.
But when you had to be called a fiance, how would you feel about that? Being the fiance of someone you'd never met?
I would have thought it would be hilarious at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Nasim, what about you?
I would do it, but not as a girlfriend, just as a friend.
But he couldn't help it. The only way she could have gotten in is for him to list her. Because they have very strict rules about people who are in the ICU.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, John, How is it going for you now? What's happening with your internet dating life?
I
What
have
sites are
abandoned,
you on?
I've abandoned internet dating
And why?
because I was on internet dating and then I met this nice lady.
Oh, good.
And then we became a thing.
Before you became a thing with the nice lady, what happened between the last year and now that you want to share with us before you met this gorgeous lady?
Well, if you recall, last time we were sitting here, I just started dating somebody. That didn't pan out. So then I went back on all the dating apps. And
All the dating apps. Which ones were
well,
you
I
on?
was, not all the dating apps. There was like 5. Like
You were on 5?
5 dating apps, yeah.
Okay. Wow, you're a busy guy.
Oh, it's very quick. You just go swipe on one app. Then it says no more. You go to the next app. Swipe. Like 4 or 5 times a day. You know, doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
I was getting really good at it, really quick.
The last show you talked about all these women wanting roses. Did you get any more offers for roses?
No, I think they've cleaned it up a lot. So, like Tinder, for example, you have for a while all these women would be saying, "Hey, for roses, you can have a girlfriend experience," and then I think Tinder saw that and kind of cleaned that up a little bit somehow. But then there's all those new scams coming up. Like a lot of the matches would be fake people saying, "Oh, I don't trust who you are unless you go to tinderverify.com to verify your profile." And it's just a scam to get money off of you. So there's a lot of matches that turn out to be that.
So a lot of people have told me, because when I'm doing these shows, I do my research, that Tinder is a hookup thing. A hookup. What does hookup mean? Who wants to answer
Well,
that?
hookup means just two people getting together for the sex, making out or something.
For the sex.
I've
Okay.
heard that too.
Okay, you
Yeah.
heard that?
Yeah, I've heard.
Did you
Tinder.
ever try Tinder?
I did, but I didn't know it was a hookup place.
Did anybody try to hook up with you?
So I met this guy 2 months back.
Uh-huh.
And we went out for drinks.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea, because of Tinder is a hookup place, and he just comes close to me, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I want to kiss you. You're so beautiful." I'm like, "Really? I mean, I don't even know you." It's like that was it. After I got done with him.
What do you do to someone who's trying to do that to you on a first date? That you have
Nothing, you
obviously
just-
not invited to do that.
You don't see them again, I guess.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
Tinder was designed as a hookup app, and then the woman who signed up for it got the wrong idea and thought it was just a regular dating app. So they were like, got all these rude messages from guys saying, "Hey, let's have some sex now." And so now people think that Tinder is just a dating app. But it didn't start out that way.
Okay, so Stephanie, were you on Coffee Meets Bagel?
Yeah.
Tell me about that website.
That one was great because as a female, you get really inundated with online
Why?
dating. You get so many men.
Why?
Just-
Is it structured to be that way?
I don't know. I think just men are just like not very picky.
Well, I think there's so many men on the sites compared to women.
Really?
I think that's what it is.
I don't know. I think men just aren't really that picky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of males
Yeah,
contacting you.
yeah. And so Coffee Meets Bagel was great because it would only give you like 1 or 2 people a day.
Right.
So you don't really have to deal with going through your inbox, which is just crazy, with the same comment over and over again, the same cheesy lines.
Right.
You know.
But the same people don't come around more than once, do they? On any of these sites?
No, no.
Okay.
Once you tell them to go away, they
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 can't
have
co-
to
they-
redo a profile, I guess.
Are-
But
oh,
I've never seen
really?
that. Yeah.
Oh,
I've
that's-
never seen that. though.
Okay.
There's so many.
So which websites did you go on, Nasim?
I was Match.com and Tinder. That's it.
Those are your two. And John, you went
Yeah.
on how many? 5?
Yeah, I was on Tinder.
Okay.
I was on Coffee Meets Bagel. I was on Hinge. I was on Bumble. And I was on Happen.
So you've been on those many sites. How many how many women did you meet that you would say you were happy you did it because you met this many quality women?
I met about 5 women, I guess.
That you would say were worth
5 or 6.
the
Well-
slavery, because it sounds like that. 5 times a day?
I probably had like, I don't know, 10 or something dates, 10, 12 dates. A couple girlfriends out of that.
Mm-hmm. Same question, Stephanie. Which site would you say that apparently you're in a relationship now, am I correct?
Yeah.
So how long were you on? You said 7 years.
Yeah,
And
I mean, but intermittent. Like, I'd get a boyfriend and then they'd go away. And
then you
I'd
go back.
on. Yeah.
Go for a new fish.
Yeah, I'd go find a new one. Yeah. So I was on Plenty of Fish.
Right.
And yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which website would you recommend to someone who's watching this show and they want to meet someone and they need to go on a dating site? Which one would you recommend and why?
OkCupid, because you get to answer a bunch of questions and it does a personality matchup, which I don't know how accurate that is, but a lot of the questions will talk to you about their intelligence. Like, they'll ask silly math questions, and if someone can't get that right, I don't want to talk to them.
Right.
So that's a good way to weed out. Whereas Tinder, you just see a picture and a sentence or two, and you don't really know what you're getting into.
Which one would you recommend, John?
I found Coffee Meets Bagel was the most effective.
Why?
Because Stephanie said you get to see only 1 or 2 people per day, and so I found the problem with other dating sites is that you see 20 women and you say yes to all of them, but these women get 80 yeses a day, so they can be very picky about who to say yes to. When Coffee Meets Bagel, they only see one guy, so they can concentrate their efforts on that one guy, saying, do I like this guy, yes or no. And so I ended up getting a lot more matches, even though I'm only seeing 1 or 2 people per day.
So what do you learn from about the person besides seeing their face? Do they have information on them, the daily person?
Yeah, we see 5 or 7 photos, and then there's occupation. There's where they're from, where they went to school, and then there's some stuff they can enter in, like what their likes are, what they're looking for in a man, and religion and that kind of thing.
Okay. Do you think the ratio of men to women is that off balance? That the women are inundated with all these men and the men are men are out in the cold?
I'd say it's like a 15 to 1, 10 to 1 ratio.
Really?
10 men per 1 lady.
I would say the response rate, I would say it's probably the same amount of people using the applications, females and males. I just think women are more picky.
Yeah, we're more picky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you normally look for when you go on the site, Nasim? What are you looking for in a guy that you can only base your decision-making process on his face and what is written about him?
I need to see if he's interesting, if I can connect with him.
Right.
That's one of the most important things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't care much about looks. I mean, I don't want a 300 pounds, or obese guy, but I really want to connect with someone.
Yeah.
Emotionally, and that's more my goal. So.
You asked me if I would go to see the guy in a hospital. I am not someone who likes to date. I hate it. I really do. I just find it so intimidating just going out there to meet somebody who just wrote something about themselves on the website. What percentage of people you went to meet with were actually lying? I'll start with you.
Oh, a lot. I mean,
did you ever walk up to meet a guy and you saw him on a picture and you're looking for him and he's sitting right there and it's a completely different person?
Yeah. The biggest thing they lie about is height.
Weight.
I
had the weight.
Height.
I had from 200 was a 300 and something pounds.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I was like,
how do you react and be politically correct without being mortified? Like,
you can't be rude to them.
Yeah,
it's
you
okay.
can't be, right? So how do you handle it?
I do have coffee with them, talk to them as a friend, but they sort of know that I'm not gonna.
But don't you think it's wrong to lie like that and deceive someone in that way? I wouldn't have a problem being rude if you lie to me like that.
I know. I don't know why they do it, because finally you're gonna meet the person, right? I had someone lie about age, 10 years.
Right.
He was 62 and he said he's 52, and I'm like, why would you lie?
Because you never would have dated him if he was 62.
No, it doesn't matter if he looks good and he's, if you can connect. Oh, really? Is that so?
But how could you build in a relationship with no integrity?
Exactly.
If you're starting it off on a lie, where is it going to go from there?
Well, if you don't get the first date, it's not going to go anywhere either.
Right.
So you need the first step.
Have you ever had a woman do that to you?
No one's ever lied to me. I had an issue where I saw a lady online, and it was just headshots. So when I met her in person,
that's the
I
key.
was-
I tell my
Yeah,
boyfriend,
20
That's
years
the
old
key.
picture,
That
right?
giveaway.
It's
Yeah.
like, really? Where
Yeah.
is all that hair?
Because you can always tilt your head.
Yeah. So what happened when you saw the rest of her?
Well, I was very polite, and we had a nice dinner, and I did not call her back.
Mm-hmm. Well, she didn't lie to you, though.
No,
she
she didn't
just
lie.
didn't show you the rest of
Yeah,
her
yeah.
in the
There was
picture.
just missing information.
Yeah. All right, Stephanie. What about you?
Well, like I said, the biggest lie, because I'm tall, so the biggest lie I get is about height. And that's uncomfortable if I'm wearing heels and then they show up and they're, you know,
Somewhere down there.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable for them too.
Yes.
And I've also had men lie about age too, which I was surprised because men are always complaining, oh, these women lie about, you know, how big they are and how old they are. They show old pictures of themselves and they're actually really a lot older than they are. I've seen that a lot more with guys.
Yeah. Me too.
And I'm like,
I had one tell me, "Oh, you look better than your picture too." I'm like, "What did you expect me? How would you think I would look?" And he was like, "I didn't expect. I thought it was a fake picture." Why would I do that? I mean,
I would imagine
Yes.
it works both ways.
Yes,
Both men and
it's
women get
true, yeah.
disappointed because some people are pretty desperate. They've been doing this for years and years and years, and they have a certain picture of the person they're looking for in mind, and so they will do what it takes to get them, but they don't understand. You can't build a significant relationship when you started off with lies and deceptions.
yeah.
It
And
just goes downhill from there.
I don't understand the logic. It's not like I'm going to see you and be so overwhelmed by your personality that I'm going to completely disregard the fact that you've lied about everything. You know,
Yes.
That's
it's going to be
dream.
the opposite. So I think that's what's going on in their head, that, you know, I'll just show up and they'll be so overwhelmed by how charming I am, they'll disregard the fact that, you know, I'm 30 years older and 400 pounds bigger.
Yeah.
So, John, you have met someone who's very significant in your life right now
Yes.
on Coffee Meets Bagel.
Coffee Meets Bagel.
And so you've disregarded the company. Did you send him a thank you note?
What happened is I went to the app and I turned off my profile. And they said, "Why are you turning it off?" And I clicked the box that said, "I've met someone." And they said, "Hey, fantastic. We're going to send you T-shirts." And it turns out they only sent me props to use in a photo I was supposed to take of myself with my new girlfriend so they can promote their site of, you know, a couple they made.
Are you willing to tell us who your girlfriend is?
Her name is Stephanie.
Uh-huh.
She lives in San Jose.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and she's right here.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
So we're not going to ask you if you're willing to share who your new boyfriend is.
Oh, it's me. I hope it's me. Right?
So you, is this your first success story? No, it's not, because you said you've met
For
people.
Coffee Meets Bagel,
Yes, yes. Is
yeah,
this
but that's
it?
a new app.
Is this it? Should we all go shopping for wedding clothes?
Sure, why not?
Ah,
You should be asking him the
I mean,
question now.
I'll accept presents no matter what.
So-
And the ring.
Yes. So, John, why? What
We're new.
happened? Why did you know Stephanie? How did you know Stephanie was the one?
It took a while. We hooked up. Wouldn't hook up. No, we matched on.
We did not.
the Coffee Meets Bagel.
We did not hook up.
Right.
At what stage was the hookup?
And on the first phone call we had, well, first we texted each other, and then we had a phone call. And then during the phone call, I could hear she's ready to tell me that she didn't think we were compatible. And so I quickly changed the subject to avoid that.
Smooth.
And then we met in person very briefly. She had dinner before, so I met her for coffee.
I had a date before our date.
Oh, really?
Oh, tell us about that.
No, you know that.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to cause any trouble on this show.
No.
If
But
we're
then-
treading into dangerous territory, tell us, we'll stop.
We went on a couple of dates, and then she decided I wasn't right for her. But then we became friends. We were friends, and we were hanging out and having a good time. And then things changed again.
Stephanie, what changed? Can you tell us?
I changed my mind. He grew on me.
Yeah, he's like a rush that way, right?
Yeah, and here's the advice I would give to guys. When you can escape the friend zone. It happens. It's not just some myth. Because when I've told these guys, you know, hey, it's just not a match, you know, I'm just not feeling it, when they get all pissy and upset and just like, oh, I have enough friends, then they don't have a chance. John was cool on it. He was like, okay, we'll be friends. And we kept hanging out and all that stuff. And then, you know.
You got to see his substance.
Yeah, yeah.
What he's made of.
Yeah.
And the rest
so,
is history.
It took me a couple of months.
Yeah.
But if he had gone like, I'm here to date, I'm not here for friends, then we wouldn't be here.
That's very true.
So we're down to 2 minutes, and I want each of you to leave the viewers with some message or some kind of encouragement or something they should know about internet dating. I'll start with you, Nasim.
Don't lie. We're going to find out. That's all I could say.
Don't lie. Just
Don't
be honest
lie.
and upfront.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
Make sure your photos are in focus. Make sure your photos are well lit. Make sure it's not a picture of you and 8 of your friends.
Oh,
Because I have no idea. I'm going something through, like, I can't see who this person is, you know.
Okay.
So make sure you have proper photos.
You, Steph.
Don't give up. It's a numbers game.
Oh my God.
Well, I am so grateful to you guys for being so candid and for sharing. I just wish we had more time because I'm sure you have so many more great stories for us, as do the two of you. But I'm very grateful that you've taken the time and you've openly shared. It's the way of the future, apparently, if you want to meet people. So thank you for watching the Jennylyn Show, and hopefully you are having success with your dating experiences. If not, go to my website and I will contact John and Stephanie to give you some more tips. And thank you for watching the Jennylyn Show.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.